Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to our second Effective Catholic vlog. Effective Catholic inspires, equips, and encourages faithful Catholics to become effective leaders. Today we're going to be focusing on the 7 habits of highly effective people again, specifically continuing our series on the second habit, which is begin with the end in mind. This week we talked about beginning with the end in mind. We talked about the importance of writing a eulogy or your retirement speech so that you can define who you want to be at the end of your life or at the end of your career. Yesterday, Danae talked about how she lives the second habit of highly effective people in her classroom by clearly defining the daily objectives for her students so they know the end goal for each of the things that they're learning. And today I want to continue with this idea of beginning with the end in mind. And in order to do this, we want to focus on a video by a gentleman named Simon Sinek. And in the video, it's called The Power of Why. You can YouTube it. He talks about how companies go through 3 stages of development. And I think for us as individuals, we can do these 3 stages as well. But the 3 stages are very simple. The first one is a company knows what they do. That's the key word, what. So you may look at your company or another company, and you may just say, well, that's a pretty easy question. What do I do? I make Chapstick. We're in Montgomery, Alabama right now, and there are a lot of commercials for attorneys. So obviously attorneys know what they do. They defend or they prosecute, right? The second stage of a company is the how. How do I do it? When I look at Chick Fil A, you know what they do. They make chicken. They know how to do it, and they know how to do it so that actually the chicken is delicious. But the third stage that is important, and the most important, Simon Sinek argues, is the why, hence the power of why. Companies know what they do, how they do it, but most importantly, they know why they do it. Now, I go back to Chick Fil A. Yes, they make chicken. Yes, they know how to make it deliciously. But most importantly, what they want to do is they want to create this incredible customer service experience where people leave feeling better than they did when they walked in. Southwest Airlines knows their why. Apple, even to an extent, knows their why. And Simon Sinek argues that the companies who know their why, not only what they do, not only how they do it, but companies who know their why are most successful in the long term. And I think we can look at this as individuals as well, and going through the process of what do I do, how do I do it, and then why do I do it. In order to do this process, I want to bring to mind 2 ideas that the Catholic Church proposes, and they all have to do with vocation. Each human being is called to holiness, and this is called the universal vocation for all human beings. Regardless of who we are, where we are, the Lord is calling each and every one of us to holiness. And this is for every human being across the planet. But how that is lived is different for each human being. And so we each have an individual vocation of how we live that out. And so what do we have? We have the what? Holiness. This is what we are called to do. How we do that is in each of our individual vocations, as a husband or a father or what have you. But the third, and I would say the most important, is our individual why. And I believe that each and every one of us, the Lord is calling us into a deep and meaningful individual why. And I want to explain what this means. Mother Teresa obviously knew she was called to holiness. That is her what. How was she going to do this? She was going to do this as a religious sister. But eventually, I think it was in her 40s, I may be wrong on that, the Lord invited her into even a deeper why, her individual why, a deeper purpose for her life. And that purpose was discerned on retreat, on a train, on the way, or in Darjeeling, India. And basically what the Lord invited her to do, her why, was to go back to Calcutta and begin serving the poorest of the poor in that city. A very challenging thing, but something that has borne incredible fruit in the lives of the people who are served, in the sisters who do the serving, and in my personal life, I can attest to this for the volunteers who go and work at the hundreds of homes that the missionaries have set up across the world. So again, you have her what, and each of us have the same what, holiness. You have her how, religious sister. For me, it's going to come as a husband and a father. For you, it may come differently. But then she had a very specific and profound why. And that is her end goal. Begin with the end in mind. Her why is her end goal. When she says begin with the end in mind, well, what is my end? It's to serve the poorest of the poor so that I can become holy and make it to heaven, and hopefully bring as many people along with me as possible. And so the question now is, well, how do I go about knowing my why? Yes, I know what I do, and yes, I even know how I do it, but I don't necessarily have that deep and meaningful purpose like Mother Teresa did. So I have a really special thing that we're going to be doing over the next couple weeks that I think will help with this idea of knowing your purpose, knowing your why, knowing your end, beginning with the end in mind. What is my ultimate purpose in what I'm doing? And so what is this thing that we're going to be doing? So on Thursdays for the next couple weeks at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm in Central Time right now, so it's Eastern Time. Thursdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, on Facebook. We're going to be doing it on Facebook Live. My Facebook name is just Tyler Rosser. We're going to be doing a special series called How to Create a Self-Culture. And what this entails is beginning with prayer. So we're going to talk about a really easy and effective prayer method that we can all begin with, regardless of where we are in our prayer life. And then we're going to be talking about how to discern your why, talk about what I do, how I do, but Lord, help me really understand my purpose. What is my deep meaning? But then from there, that's sort of your vision, your end goal. We're going to be talking about how do I now be effective in that why consistently? And that's all about creating a self-culture for success, a self-culture for effectiveness. And that involves creating a vision statement, a mission statement, core values, but also practical expectations for yourself that you will write down in terms of how do I live out practically the core values and my mission so that I can fulfill my vision, fulfill my why, fulfill my end goal, not only today and tomorrow, but consistently and habitually. So I'm really excited about this series. Again, Thursday, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook Live. Please tell your friends. Please invite your friends. If you're enjoying our content, it's completely free, and it's all for the purpose, again, of inspiring, equipping, and encouraging faithful Catholics to become effective leaders. So share, like, subscribe. We have a new podcast coming out on Monday where I interview my dad, so you want to look forward to that. Again, Thursday, 5 o'clock Eastern Time on Facebook Live. My Facebook name is Tyler Rosser, and it's our new series, How to Create a Self-Culture. Really looking forward to it. Thanks for listening today, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless.